Sorcery. This film is set in Chile in 1880 and it follows a young indigenous girl as she seeks justice with an organization of sorcerers after her father is murdered by German settlers. Really interesting film. I think we maybe expected it to be a little leaning more into the horrific elements, the sorcery elements, and it is much more of like kind of like an apprentice movie almost, with hints at the darker elements of it. And it also feels a lot more rooted in the history of that point in time.
Yeah.
I think that I was ultimately a bit let down. I felt like it didn't lead too much. I didn't. The place where it ends felt like it could have been the end of the second act rather than the end of the movie.
It's one of those movies, where it never intended to give you what it tended to like, hype you up for, but then at the same time, they're not in the midnight category. Right. It's that world dramatic movie that really pushes itself as being this, because originally it's called Brujeria. She's supposed to be this sort of witch, but it really is a drama. If you go into it looking at it as a spooky, eerie drama, you're going to enjoy it a lot better. It's set up as like this revenge thriller after this beginning act that happens, and you think, oh, she's going to go associate herself with the people who are going to be able to fight off these, German settlers? And it really is a movie where it's getting into the history of Chile. And the more you know about that, you're kind of seeing what he's trying to say here. In which case, are you really rooting for it if you kind of know how it all ends up, right? Yeah, that's the reason why you're making a movie about how the Germans kind of took over Chile, and Chileans don't really look like her. They're a little bit, that technically, if I may, they look a little bit more like this man right here. So, look, he didn't make a bad movie. She said in the Q&A that she pulled a Revenant. She was in the water. She was freezing. So shout out to her. I am rooting for her. I thought she gave a really good performance, even if the script and the story wasn't as strong as it could have been. But, the more you know about Chile, maybe it'll interest you if you catch a little of the nuances here and there. But more of a drama than a horror. Sorcery.